Hey guys, it's Shannon with Shannon On Demand, where we show you how to take demand of your business and to demand a better life. Well, guys, it's the start of a new year. 2022 is here, and we need to get those new businesses started. Okay, so we're going to talk about 5 tips that you need to know in order to get those businesses started. Okay, 5 tips to get those businesses started. The first tip is you must have a vision and a plan. Now, what do I mean by vision and plan? First of all, why are you starting a business? Normally, as entrepreneurs, when we start businesses, it's because we see a problem and we want to fix a problem, right? So why are you starting the business? What industry will your business be in? How are you going to affect people? How are you going to get your target market, your target population to actually see what it is that you're doing, right? So you need to have all those things in place. Kind of do your research ahead of time before you get these businesses started. But the main thing that you need to do is to formulate your business. And what I mean by that is, do not do a DBA. We don't want DBAs. We want corporations. We want LLCs, okay? You want to make sure that you as an entity is separate from your business entity. You don't want you guys to be one and the same, okay? You have to have a level of protection for yourself. So make sure that those businesses are incorporated or at least turning them into a limited liability company, okay? All right. Point number 2. Now, everybody wants to get on social media, but please start off very slowly with social media. You don't have to be on every platform initially. Usually the 2 that you really should start with would be Facebook and Instagram. And if you are actually in business, like a service business, LinkedIn would also be a good place for you to be. You don't have to do TikTok. You don't have to do Snapchat. You don't have to do Clubhouse. You don't have to do all of those things initially. Kind of take your time, because what's going to happen is you're going to get what's called social media overwhelming, right? And then once you become overwhelmed with something, you're least likely to continue with it. So start off slowly with social media, okay? Tip number 3, make sure that you have a separate bank account for your business. The worst thing you can do is to commingle those funds. You keep your personal funds separate from your business funds, okay? And these days, most banks, credit unions will give you free checking, right? So there are a plethora of places where you can go to actually get those accounts started. Okay, so remember, you need to have a separate account for your business. Tip number 4, you need to keep initial costs down, right? When you're first starting a business, it is not always necessary to go and get a business office. It is not always necessary to do brick and mortar so quickly. Sometimes having that home office might be just the best thing for you, right? You don't have to have all of the overhead. Keep those initial costs down. Remember that, okay? Keep initial costs down. Tip number 5, marketing and advertising. Now, remember earlier we said be very, go slowly with social media, but whichever channels you decide to use, whichever social media platforms you decide to use, you can do marketing and advertising on those for free. You just have to be consistent, right? You have to be consistent. You have to always have some sort of presence. And that also helps with your branding, right? Okay. So you have to always have that presence on social media, right? You want to make sure that your audience know you're there, right? They know exactly what it is that you're offering, whether it's a service, or whether it's a product, but you have to remain relevant before your target population. Now, what about for those who aren't, really wanting to be on social media, which if you are going to be in business, you're going to need social media, but you may not want to do the facial thing, right? On social media. Did you know? Let's back up just for a little bit because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because I'm just so excited about this. If you are in the service industry, right? And let's just say you're a photographer. And one of the services that you provide is branding, doing photo shoots to help with branding. Well, a lot of these newer companies, they're going to need to start branding if they hadn't started already, or if they're in the midst of it, right? They're going to want those pictures, the headshots, the candid pictures, right? So how do you find those businesses that may need that service? Well, every state has a Secretary of State, right? The Secretary of State is where you're going to go to form your business, whether you choose a corporation or whether you choose a limited liability company. Now, once you become a company in your state, that's public record. That's public knowledge. Everybody will know that you have just started a company. Well, how about going on to the Secretary of State and looking for these companies that have been newly formed and just sending them out a letter and saying, hey, we're a photography company and we would love to do some branding shots with you. And there's nothing wrong with maybe giving a few of those out for free. Aww. I'm just saying. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Okay. All right. Well, we didn't want this video to be that long. We've got more stuff that's going to be coming down the pipeline, but we just wanted you to know that there are just a few things that you need to keep in mind when wanting to start that small business. Okay. Remember, we need you to like, comment, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. That's one of the main things that we want you to do so that you'll always be notified when we are uploading new video content for you. We're getting the ball rolling this year, so we want you to kind of go on that journey with us. Again, this is Shannon Barnes with Shannon On Demand, and you guys have a great and blessed rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Bye.